the science of hadith would develop over time. And Imam al-Bukhari, rahimahullah, was one of the first to hone the science of hadith criticism and to carry out an academic endeavor. The Sahih that he did, an attempt to just isolate texts that reach a very rigorous academic standard of scrutiny. I'm using my words very carefully here so we understand, right? This is an academic pursuit. And I'm being corrective here because there's huge misunderstandings about this in the time that we live in because of the effect of the Salafi da'wah and other misunderstandings that are being propagated. Where is the huge misunderstanding? The huge misunderstanding is not recognizing that the science of hadith is a science like fiqh. And thinking that the science of hadith is revelation and the science of fiqh is the ijtihad of men. Both of them are sciences. And so somebody says, are you going to follow the ijtihad of Imam Abu Hanifa? Or are you going to follow the hadith sahih? Are you going to follow the sahih hadith? Oh, and we hear that and we go, oh, well, what am I going to do there? Obviously I'm going to follow the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Oh, really? Did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam tell us which hadiths are sahih? Are there ayat in the Quran that identify that this is sahih and this is da'if and this is mawdu' and this is sahih li ghayrihi? This is hasan gharib. Where do all these rulings come from and what do they represent? Ijtihad. That's what they represent. Ijtihad of who? Imams. Right? So Imam al-Tahawi, rahimahullah, in his Tahawiyah, he says that we love Ahlul Fiqh wa Nazar, the people of fiqh, juristic inquiry, juristic pursuits and inquiry. Just as we love Ahlul Khayri wal Athar, the people of goodness and riwayat, Athar, the riwayat. Both of them, they're groups of scholars with different sets of emphasis on jurisprudence, drawing from the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and hadith and riwayat criticism, also drawing from the Sunnah in order to protect the Sunnah. So when someone says this hadith is sahih, it's different from something that is mass transmitted, you know. And there are many things, and now we're going to come to Badr's question. There are many things that are mass transmitted, well, not many, but there are important things that are mass transmitted that there's no hadith about. So if I asked you, what is the hadith that says where the Prophet is buried? Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. There's no hadith. And where is the hadith that says where, the actual place? Such that if you got into an argument with someone and that person told you, no, I'm saying that the Prophet ﷺ is buried 130 feet to the north of the green dome that you all think he's buried under. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Now that person who is saying that actually would be guilty of kufr. Would actually be guilty of what? Of kufr. Because it's mass transmitted by action, by the action, which is even more tangible and irrefutable than a text, which only started to be written down later. Right? There's different types of tawatur. There's different types of mass transmission. And a tawatur bil amal, mass transmission by action, is even stronger. Right? These are all aspects of the sunnah.